All right. We are going to check to see if we're live. It looks like I'm doing pretty good over here. It looks like it's receiving the content. That's always a good thing. And I just want to make sure I receive no problems, no issues before we start. All right. So, all right, guys, welcome back. It is your boy Bernardo from the B10HD and another awesome show today. Welcome to the 4th episode of the server room. Wow, I can't believe already 4 weeks. We're going strong. I'm super excited. Thank you all for everyone that has been joining all 3 episodes, or for those individuals that have been checking out the episodes when the recording was already done. I appreciate it. Thank you. Big thumbs up for Lenovo for hooking us up with the ThinkServer TD340. Thank you so much, Lenovo, for hooking us up with that server, because this is the server that I use every day for the server room. I think the last episode that we did last week was I was a little disappointed, and the reason why I was a little disappointed is because I didn't get the Pixie Boot working. How sucky is that? I thought it was the PF Sense that I created because I didn't configure it. I didn't create any rules for it to work properly, but that wasn't the case. So what I did was, within my MDT server, which is my Active Directory, my WDS, my DNS, I forgot to configure my DHCP. I normally don't configure my DHCP within my lab, and it normally works, but this time I had to configure my DHCP. I'm going to show you guys pretty soon, but this video is not all about last week. I just want to follow up and let you know that it is working. I'm going to push out the task sequence that we did on episode 3 on the last show, because I felt like I cheated you guys, and I felt cheated too. So I think on the last show we created a virtual machine together called U2-TSR. I deleted it. This is the reason why I'm over here, because I want to show you guys that it is completely deleted, and you guys are not watching it. So yeah, we're gonna take that off. There we go. Yeah. So I completely removed the YouTube the server room or TSR virtual machine that we created on the last show. I got everything working within our MDT, which is awesome. So I am going to get into our MDT. And I want to show you guys quick couple of things of what I did, and it was really basic. I just created my my DHCP server, and it just worked like that with no problem. I was super excited when it worked out. So let's log into our server, or our lab room, or whatever you want to call it. Awesome. And what I did was, I didn't even bother modifying this. I didn't really need to touch it. Again, like I said, I thought I had to touch it. I had to configure some rules, but I didn't really need to do anything, which was great. I just had to come in here and create a scope. Once I created the scope, this was already inserted when we did the WDS. And then once I created this nice little scope right here, this address pool, it picked it up right away within the address leases. I was like, what? That is phenomenal. Within the scope options, this is all the default stuff. We have our router, we have our DNS server, which is 006, 003, and 015, which is our DNS domain name, and 060, which is Pixie client. Now, if you do not have your DHCP in the same location where your MDT is located, or your WDS, most likely, I believe, you might have to add 066 for that to work correctly. So what I'm going to do is going to minimize this, and we're going to deploy our task sequence that we did together on the last video. So this task sequence right here, we're going to deploy it, because this task sequence is the one that's going to deploy the Office 2016. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, we didn't do VMware tools. Hold on, I'm going to explain this, I'm going to explain this, and I'm going to explain this, and I made a couple modifications within the CustomSettings.ini file. Now, if you guys want to follow along a little later on, at the bottom of this video, at the description, I gave you guys a link that gives you all the files that I will be using throughout this entire show. It's going to provide you the following. It's going to provide you the Microsoft Visual C++. They're going to give you all the sources. It's going to give you the install wrapper. And I only pick one KB file for Windows Server 2016 because these guys are about 1 gig, 2 gigs big. So I picked the smaller one, which I believe is this one right here, the KB 3112522. I provided you the updated boot and CustomSettings.ini file that I inserted within this new deployment share, and because I'm doing it for this show. And I also gave you a nice little shortcut that's going to take you to the catalog.update.com, and it's going to search for the Windows Server 2016 CU stuff, because most likely the CU is all this stuff here that I already have. But for the show, I'm only deploying one because the more you deploy, it just takes longer and longer. Let me just mute this. So we are going to create a virtual machine together. Let's create a virtual machine because I definitely want to push out that first deployment that we did together. So I am going to go here. We're going to right click on this. Going to go virtual machines. Awesome. There we go. Awesome. So I'm just going to get out of that. Go to next on that. This one we're going to call it server room. Let's go 003 because that was last week's show, and we didn't do it together, right? I know you guys are upset. I'm upset. I started crying. So we're gonna click on next on that, and I'm gonna drop it inside my C because I love to see. And we are deploying a Windows 10 64-bit. We're gonna click on next on that. I'm gonna drop it inside the NAT network because my NAT network is my pfSense. That's what's providing my IP addresses. And we're going to click on next on that. I'm going to give it the size of, let's say, why not? Let's give it 100 gigs. Oh, it's 1,000. Whoa. We're going to do a thin provision. We're going to do next on that, and we're going to click finish. Now, before I even do that, right now it's completed right here. Awesome. Let's go inside my MDT server, and I want to show you guys. Let's go inside the MDT. Let's go inside our DHCP server, because I don't want you guys to think I'm doing everything live. So everything is like straight on. I'm not doing any video editing tricks or magic to make all this stuff work. Now, all I'm doing is crossing my fingers and hoping to the deployment gods that this stuff works for me. So right now, I'm refreshing. There's no addresses, leases being pushed out. So if everything works well, I'm going to right click on this guy, open the console. Awesome. And we're going to power this guy on, and I'm going to go inside of it, and we're going to press F12, and we press F12. Look at what we have. Awesome. Look at that. How gorgeous is that? So we're going to hit enter in that. Well, what I'm going to do right now is the entire show is not going to be based on this of last week's shit, right? This is our show. This is the server room. This is us, our time to just relax and be ourselves, right? So if I do apologize for the languages, but I'm just being myself. I'm just trying to be real, like the server guy with you guys. I'm trying to be real with you. So this show is about Server 2016, deploying that and also capturing it as a reference image. So that's what we're going to get going. But before that, I want this to run. And this is not going to run the way you would think it would run on episode 3. And the reason why is because it's now running the upgraded version of the CustomSettings.ini file, but it is going to bypass the welcome screen that you have to log in and stuff. A couple of you guys suggested that best practice, because the password is not encrypted, is plain text, that you would have the dialog box. Don't skip that and log in manually. That's a good thing. But if you're doing a lab and you want to play around, you want things to get quick, go for it. So again, don't worry about this because I'm going to explain this. So what we're going to do is push this guy out. While that's pushing and running behind the scenes, we're going to start the show. This is also part of the show, so I'm going to do not capture, and I'm going to click on next. And the only thing that's not going to happen is because I changed the CustomSettings.ini file, is not going to deploy the Office application. Crap. Damn, that's okay. But it is deploying the Windows 10 task sequence that we did together on the last episode. So we're gonna let that happen. We're gonna actually close that up, and we're gonna go inside our MDT. So I'm gonna take a quick glance and see how's the chat. Testing. Hey, Bernardo. Hey, how's everyone doing? Thank you so much for joining the show. Appreciate the love. Okay, so Dave Traveler said DHCP problem 60, 67, 68. Okay, so deploying Windows Server 2016 with MDT version 8443. So what I did behind the scenes, I had to do it behind the scenes is the following. A lot of you said, install or package the VMware tools because this is, when I'm deploying a virtual machine. That's an extra step if you do everything automated. So what I did is I went inside the VMware.com site and I found the tools, exe file, and I deployed the VM tools within my MDT. Real simple. Hopefully you guys know how to import applications. The only difference is that the quiet command, which I'm gonna see if I can zoom in real quick for you guys so you guys could take a look. Let me see. I want to zoom in. There we go. So the quiet install command for this particular VM tools to install is the following. If you are doing the 32-bit, you just change the 64.exe. Just take off the 64-bit. But this command, I received it within the VMware.com site. So nothing really special about that. Okay. So I'm going to do control. Let's get out of here real quick. There you go. Okay, and the following, I hit it, and the reason why I hit it is because within the task sequence, I'm going to tell it to install it. Okay, and the next thing that I did was import Windows Server 2016. Hopefully you guys understand how to import operating systems. As always, I love creating folders. I'm a huge folder fanatic. I just like keeping myself organized. I know it's silly, but hey, it works for me. I think on the last episode we imported Windows 10. It's the same concept. I had the ISO and I just picked it, follow the prompts, and you're good to go. Within the out-of-box drivers, I really didn't install anything, but most likely if you're pushing on Windows Server 2016 or whatever server version that you're pushing, most likely you need to have the SCSI drivers, the SAS drivers, whatever drivers for the Windows operating system to read the drives that you have physically on that server. You have to insert them. If not, the operating system is not going to work. You could do it that way, or you could actually embed them inside the WIM file and then deploy the operating system with the drivers inside the operating system already. It's really up to you on how you're doing it. Within the packages, I didn't do anything as of yet because we're going to do something together. And the last thing that I did behind the scenes was I created a standard task sequence, nothing special. This is the task sequence right here. I haven't done anything as of yet because we're going to do it together. Now, these are my notes. I have two pages right here of encrypted notes that I took to follow to make everything work properly. The first step was import 2016, which hopefully you guys know how to import that. The second step is to let's import a KB update. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to import a KB. So let's pick a KB. Let's pick up this one or whichever one you want. And I'm going to do a Control C. And the reason why I'm doing Control C, I bet you guys know, because I'm going to create a folder. Yes. So we're going to right click on this. And I'm going to do new folder. Within the new folder, I'm going to call it Windows Server 2016. Let's do x64. And we're going to click next on that. And within that folder, I'm going to create another additional folder. And that folder will be the KB name. And we're going to click next on that, and finish. Awesome. Cool. So within this KB, I'm going to right click on it. And now you're probably saying to yourself, where did you get the KBs? Well, if you have a WSUS server, you could probably tell your deployment to get the updates from your WSUS server. That's up to you. If you want to find the KB stuff, again, if you are downloading that huge file, it's a gig size. I do apologize. It is a gig size. I'm just letting you guys it's a gig. It's zip file compressed into a gig. You're only going to get 1 KB. All the Microsoft Visual C++ 86 and 64 with all the sources broke down this way. And the boot and CustomSettings.ini file, or this is a text file. You can copy and paste and change it the way you want it. And if I double click on this internet shortcut, it's going to take you to the catalog.update.microsoft.com. Yeah, it's going to give you problems. But most likely what you're going to do is you're going to go into the following address and just search for the Windows Server 2016 updates, and then you're able to download it. And that's it. So we are going to go inside MDT, and I want to show you for DHCP. So let's refresh this. Look at that! Look at that! Look at that machine right there! How awesome is that? Let's open this up and take a quick look. Let's see what's going on here. Look at that! It's getting ready. That means it's already partitioned, reformatted, installed the operating system. Is getting ready to get into the desktop. The only part is that because of the custom settings that I made for this show, it's gonna bypass the application, which is okay, but this is a good thing. It is working. So we are going to close that up. Let's get back into our MDT, minimize that DHCP server console, and let's right click on the KB, and we're going to import this package, and we're going to locate it. So depending on where you have it, just locate it and hit OK, and next, and next. And it's going to import the MSU inside of our package node. How awesome is that? So while that's doing that, we're going to take a quick look at our chat room. I have the problem failed to run action set drivers pass just an other service. Can you talk about secm package injection? Okay, so data traveler, just another service. Can you talk about secm package injection? SCCM cache. What do you mean? Can you abbreviate? Can you give me a little bit more detail on that? All right. So once our package is created, we're gonna hit finish, and there goes our package. Awesome. So I'm gonna take a quick look at my notes, and the next thing that my notes say, again, I'm using 2 pages of encrypted notes, and the next thing that my notes say, let's create a selection profile. So we are going to do advanced configuration, selection profile, and I don't have anything there. I'm gonna right click on that and do a new selection profile. So I'm gonna call it, let's say Windows Server 2016, and we're gonna click next on that. And the profile is going to go into packages, and it's going to go to the Windows Server 2016-64. You could pick that, or you could just pick individually. It's up to you. I would say if you have multiple KBs, you could just pick that, and then everything will go. I'm just going to pick that guy and click next, and we're good to go. Now, the next thing is, if I look at my notes, it's adding the Visual C++ runtime stuff. And that's pretty easy to do. So within our applications node, we're going to right click on it. We're going to create a new folder. Again, I love creating folders. And we're going to call this folder Visual. Hopefully I can spell it right. C++ runtime apps. Right? Call it whatever you want. It's up to you. Click on next. And we're going to click on next on that. And let me just... Sorry about that, guys. I'm getting a little sick. So we're going to click finish on that. Awesome. Our folder is done. And we're going to right click on our folder and do a new application. So within our new application, we are going to do application with source files. And we're going to click next on that. And before I do that, I want to go inside my desktop, because this is where I have all my good stuff at, my desktop right here. And I'm going to click on this guy right here, because that's what I want right there. I want that real quick. And before I do that, let me do something real quick. I'm going to view. I don't like hiding the extensions. I like seeing the extensions of all the files. There we go. Awesome sauce. And we're going to close that up. And the publisher is optional, but the application name, I'm going to call it this. You call it whatever you want. It's really up to you what you want to call it. And put a nice little, just put a dash right there. Yep, that looks good. And let's space this out a little bit. Again, you can call it whatever you want. Doesn't matter. Optional, who cares? And we're going to do next on that. And the source directory is going to be the following. So you make sure you pick this source, because the way that the script works, it reads this folder and then goes individual folders and go inside and pick whatever application is in there. I'm going to show you the script, which again, at the bottom of the video, I credit the individual that did this, a deployment guru from Microsoft. He is awesome. So we're going to click on the main folder, and we're going to do next. I'm going to keep the name as is, click on next. And the command is what I paste. And you're going to do is C script. So let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see what the hell I'm doing. All right, let me see. I want to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. Do Control 4. There it goes. So right now I'm doing a C script, and I'm calling this particular script. Okay. And we're going to open up the script, and I'm going to show you guys what this guy actually does. So we're going to click on next and click on next. And it's real quick. It should be quick. It's real fast. And let's get out of that. Awesome. Click finish. And right there. Awesome. So I'm going to do is right click on it. I'm going to go to properties. And I want to hide it for now and apply it. And I want to double check the details, make sure it's C script install blah. Okay. Minimize that. And let's go inside deployment share, because I want to show you guys what this awesome wrapper does, because it's phenomenal. And here goes our new package. So I'm going to right click on this guy, and we're going to go to edit. So, crap. All right. So I'm going to close that up. So let's see if we could do another way so I could view this a little cleaner. Let's see. Choose another app. See if there's anything else. Let's do WordPad. See, WordPad does a cleaner job. Excellent. So, all credit from this guy, Johan, Mike, and Johan. These guys are awesome from Deployment Research. This is where I got this information. Credit as at the bottom. So what it does is the script locates the source folder and goes inside VC 2015. This is the reason why the naming is source, and then goes inside here. So within VC 2015, you're going to have the name of the 64 and the 32-bit of the Visual C++. And what the script does, it locates that and then starts installing. It goes to each directory, locating that information, and installs it. If it's not found, you get a failure. If it does this thing, which it's really simple rather than doing individual packages for each one and then deploying it that way. So our deployment runtime is done. Awesome. We created a selection profile, and the next thing is create a task sequence. Now this task sequence is very straightforward. It's a standard task sequence. The only reason is a standard is because, again, we're pushing it out, but at the very end we're capturing it, and then we can capture that WIM image, and then we could deploy it as a golden Windows 7 2016 machine. Image to our servers or virtual machines or whatever you want to do. So next thing that we need to do is we're going to right click and go to properties, and within properties we're going to go to task. Cool. So looking at my notes, we have to do the following. We need to get to the state restore right here in tattoo. Actually, yeah, right? Oh, wait. Okay, so pre-install, right? Pre-install. I'm looking at my notes. And within pre-install, we need to go into apply patches. We're not going to do all packages because, again, this is a Windows Server 2016. And this is a task sequence just for our reference. So we are going to pick our Windows Server 2016 selection profile that we created together. Okay. Once you do that modification, hit apply, and right inside the state restore node, we want to place something right in between here. So I'm going to do is add a new group. Awesome. And this group, I'm going to give it the following name. We are going to do pre-Windows updates. Awesome. And we're going to hit apply. And let's click away. There you go. Cool. So the following thing that I want to do is I want to install a role or a feature for our Windows Server, which is going to be .NET Framework, or you could pick whatever you want within the dropdown, which I'm going to show you. We are going to install our Visual C++ runtime packages, and we're going to do a restart. And if you have a WSUS server within your infrastructure, you could probably enable these two things to push out the rest of the updates. But I'm not going to do it now because that takes a long time, and plus my WSUS server is not configured. I'll probably do that later on. Don't know when. So what we are going to do is click on Add, and we are going to go to Roles, and we're going to do Install Roles and Features. Within here, make sure that you're picking make sure that you're picking the right operating system, because default it's Windows 10, and the one that we want is Windows Server 2016. Oh, beautiful. And you get all the roles and features. Boom. Well, I'm going to pick something super simple. So I'm going to do is the .NET Framework 3.5 for now. Again, you could go through the list and pick as much stuff as you want. It's really up to you. You can install file share server roles on this server, or you could install IIS. It's up to you. Look at that. You could pick IIS if you want. But for now, I'm just going to pick the .framework. So that's all I'm picking right now. That's what we check. I want to double check if I did that. I think I did that right. Where are we at? Oh, I think I lost it. Where you at? I'm going crazy there. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so that's the only thing I want. So I'm going to click apply on that. And we're going to change the name to framework 3.5 and apply. Awesome. So the next thing I'm going to do is, once that's completed, I want to install an application. So I'm basically making sure this is selected, and I'm going to do next, general, install an application. It goes right underneath it, and not multiple applications. I want to do a single application. So I'm going to browse into my application node and pick the app that we want, the one that we created together. And we're going to click OK and apply. And this right here is going to be an installation of Visual C. Spell visual, right? Visual. Okay, Visual C++ runtime apps. Shit, that's too long. How about just Visual C++ runtime apps? That makes more sense, right? Click apply. And the next thing we're going to do is click add general, and we want to do is a restart computer. So once the Visual C++ stuff is completed, we want to do a restart. Once the restart is completed, it's going to go inside the rest of the stuff. We don't have any applications installed. And then it's going to get to the process of imaging. It's going to prep it, zip prep, and capture the image. Awesome. Now, to capture the image, we're going to configure it within the CustomSettings.ini file, which I'm going to show you right now. Again, all that stuff is within the video files at the bottom of the video. So we're going to click apply and OK. I'm going to glance to my notes. Oh, one more thing I forgot to do. And this is the reason why I imported the operating system earlier and created the task sequence. Because within the task sequence, your Server 2016 or whatever task sequence you create, like Windows 10, Windows 7, 8, whatever, when you go inside the OS info and you click on edit unintended.xml, this thing takes forever. Holy moly. But I did forget to tell you that we do need to make a modification here. So we need to get inside the Node 7 OOBE system. We need to get into the Microsoft Windows Shell setup neutral, and we're going to go to the OBBE, And protect your computer set to 1, and I'm going to set it to 3 and hit enter. And we're going to do a file save. I'm going to get a couple of warnings, but we're going to bypass that because it's the color depth and horizontal resolution and all that element stuff. I don't really need to do that. We're going to click yes on that. It's save, and we're going to close, and we're going to OK. Awesome. So the next thing for this to work in the way that we don't really need to do anything other than start the Pixie boot process is the CustomSettings.ini file and the BootStrap.ini file. So I'm going to right click on our deployment share and go to properties because I made a lot of changes. And if you have already downloaded that huge zip file, you're probably saying to yourself, holy crap, this is a huge upgrade. Yes, I made a lot of modifications, which are pretty cool. I'm going to go over some of them. The name of our deployment is going to be the server room. The user data location, I set it to 0. Computer backup location, it's going to be a network location, which I'm going to drop it inside the captured folder within our deployment share. So let's go into our Windows File Explorer, C drive, deployment share, captures, and I just want to refresh this because I want to show you guys that no hidden tricks or magics. There's nothing in there. It's blank. Nothing. Live, right? We're going to do it live. And we are capturing it. That's the reason when we established the TSR 003 and it shut down because of my custom settings.ini file. I have a shutdown on it. I know. So let's right click on this and let's power this on because it's shut down due to the custom settings.ini file that I set within my MDT. I am installing the operating system. I'm setting the admin password right here rather than doing inside the task sequence. So that's another thing that I forgot to tell you. Within the task sequence, I did not tell it the local admin. I bypassed that, and I'm actually setting it up here. I'm setting up the time zone. I'm not joining a domain. I'm hiding the shell. The final action is a shutdown. That's the reason why the Windows 10 deployment that we just started at the very beginning of the show shut down on us. And I'm not applying any GPO packs. Now the backup share is here. The backup directory is going to be captures, which I just showed you guys. The backup file, so rather than me driving myself and typing in the name of the WIN file that I want, I'm using the task sequence ID. So whatever your task sequence ID is here, so this is going to be the name of it, with the month, the day, and the year, and the extension of .wim. Awesome. It does everything right there off the bat, so you don't need to do any typing or drive yourself crazy on thinking of stuff. So if you guys can't view it, no worries. We're going to do a Control 4, and there goes. Close. Next thing, I'm skipping the admin password because I'm setting it inside the custom settings.ini file right here. I'm setting it right here, so I'm skipping it. I don't need to do that. I am skipping the product key because most likely when your server is already within your network, you probably have a KMS server that's pushing out product keys. Computer name, I'm skipping that. Domain name, I'm skipping that. User data, locale selection, yes. So I made a lot of modifications, and we're going to do edit bootstrap, and this is the only thing that I have in here. So I got the deployment root location, my user domain, user ID, user password, and you can skip. Again, a lot of you might say to yourself, see, this is plain text. And I think Microsoft should really think about this right here. They should change this. I don't know. This part should be encrypted, but it's in plain text. So if you don't want to add this, don't add it. And then when you start your deployment, you're going to get prompt to add this information, and then the deployment will start. Okay? So we're going to close that. Let me see if I can get out of here. Awesome sauce. And we are going to click OK. And before I even do anything, let's right click on this. Let's update our deployment share. We're going to click on next, and yeah, beautiful. So while that's updating itself, we're going to right click on new and going to open our console, and we're going to see, oh, look at that. Look at that. How sexy is that? Let's log in. Hopefully we can log in. Let's see if we can log into this machine. All right. We're looking good. I'm gonna glance over to the chat room. All right, we got 15 strong people watching. I appreciate you guys tuning in this Saturday. I forgot what day it is. Oh, April 22nd at 3 o'clock every Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The server room. I'm still working on the theme song, but let's take a good quick glance. I wanna execute my English. Yeah. I do excuse your English. I'm just trying to encrypt or decrypt some of the language that you have. Hey, Bernard, do you never use the database in MDT? It's great, but I don't see videos from people about it for some reason. Mark, that is a good question. I have done some videos, but it's probably not the videos that you are looking for. If that's something that you want to, or you want me to get into, you know what? I will make a note of that. And maybe the server room. Never know. I would definitely add that to my to-do list. And I do apologize that I don't have more MDT/database videos at my site. Because it's not really requested as much. Just a lot of you normally request how to do the connection and establish the connection and how to do that. But if you guys want to see more of that, I am definitely going to take some time and do some research, test everything out, and then do the show for you guys. Okay? But for our first episode 3, it looks like our Windows 10 1703 deployed with no problem. And it is 1703. Because I'm going to show you guys right now. I'm going to right click and I'm going to do a run command. I'm going to do a WinVer and I'm going to just do a Control F to zoom it. There it goes. Version 1703, pushing it out with MDT 43 was successful. Bam. Awesome sauce. So the only problem is I didn't deploy Office, and the reason why I didn't deploy Office is because my new CustomSettings.ini bypassed the applications and just did it that way. But it's definitely going to work because I tested it out behind the scenes. So you guys have to trust me on that one. So let's go inside MDT. Oh, it is still upgrading the boot image, which is okay. We're going to go back into our chatting. Ho, yo, hi, ko, do. Oh. You forgot oh. I don't care. Okay. Appreciate you stopping by. Thank you for leaving comments. Deployment share updates are required after what type of changes? So Q Wade, that's a good question. So Q Wade, hopefully I'm saying that right. He said deployment share updates are required after what type of changes? Well, to be honest with you, I am super paranoid. I'm one of those paranoid individuals. The slightest little thing that I do within my deployment share, I do an update. But I think, and probably individuals that dealt with MDT longer than me, probably have other their own 2 cents. But for me, I believe if you're importing a new package, or if you're importing a crap load of new drivers within the out-of-box drivers, or if you are creating a new applications, I believe those 3 things, or a selection profile, those 4 things, from my understanding, you would definitely need to do an update deployment share. Also, if you're going inside the properties within the MDT, if you are, let's say, you adding specific commandlets, like roles and features for your deployment, most likely you need to do an update deployment share. For me, any little thing that I do, if I change a letter to another letter, I'm updating the share. I'm just paranoid like that. So I can't say the name. I'm horrible in saying names, and I do apologize for that. And so this the package is not. That package is not for our server. Interesting. So the package that I deployed, or the package that I inserted within our package node, does not work out for the version of Server 2016 that we have. So that's not a problem. So what's going to happen is, okay, my deployment share is done. That's okay. That's okay. We're going to click on finish on that, right? And we're going to do the following. What we're going to do is we're going to delete this crap. We're going to delete this crap. I'm going to delete you. Let's get you out of here. We're going to delete you, and we're going to add another one because it seems KB3112522 is not compatible for our Windows Server 2016 that we are going to be pushing out together. So that's no worries. I have a bunch of other files right here. And let's push out 4016635. Let's see if that one works out. And I downloaded all these updates, and I didn't really pay too much attention. So let's click on new. Let's create this folder real quick. And I am going to answer that question right now. I believe it's Rusky. I know I'm saying it wrong, and you guys are probably going to yell at me. But for your question, what was the Pixie problem last week? So I thought it was the pfSense. I know you were there last week. Thank you for coming back. Last week you said I probably need to configure the pfSense some rules. That's what I thought. And that wasn't really the reason. It was the DHCP, which you also recommended. I went inside my MDT. My DHCP server was already installed. I just forgot to configure it. Ugh, it's a silly noob move. Once I configured it, and it worked like a charm. So we are going to import an OS package, and we are going to go in here. And I think the one that we're picking is this guy, right? Okay, next. So the last KB that I imported, I received an error. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I received an error because, again, that package is going to try to embed itself through the WIM image. So I got a problem with that. So that's no problem. We're going to pick another KB. Hopefully this KB will work for our Windows Server 2016 version that we're pushing out together. And oh, cool. Thank you. Yeah, so the DHCP problem, or the Pixie problem, was my DHCP. I as a noob forgot to configure it. Once I configured it, it worked like a charm. I didn't even bother touching my pfSense virtual machine. So that was a good thing. I still need to go in there and configure a couple of settings, but other than that, it works like a charm. So I'm going to right click on our deployment share again and update our deployment share. Click on next on that, click on next. Let us do this thing. Let's go back to the chat. What are you doing? Schoolboy. Oh, come on. Yeah, it is. It is a schoolboy error. It's a noob move. But it's I'm getting too old for this, man. The more you do it, the more you forget. I think this is the reason why I do these videos, for more of like documenting it. And if I forget, I could just go back to the video and just review it. What are you doing? So the question is, what am I doing? So I'm doing the following. We have behind the scenes, I imported Windows Server 2016 as a operating system within the operating system node within MDT 8443. Behind the scenes again, I created an application, VM Tools. Shit, and I forgot to tell our task sequence to install the VM Tools, but that's okay. Behind the scenes again, I created a task sequence for Windows Server 2016, a standard task sequence. And together, what we did together was the following. We imported a package, a KB package, which is an update for Windows Server 2016. We created a selection profile, and that selection profile only picks the packages within the Windows Server 2016, which again, I made some modifications, so I have to double check on that. That's okay. I'm gonna double check real quick. Within the task sequence, we modified the apply patches section to only point to our selection profile for Windows Server 2016. We created a group, and that group is going to install a .NET framework. It's also going to install the Visual C++ application stuff that we imported within our application node together. And within our custom settings, I made a bunch of modifications which will capture my machine at the end of the installation and shut it down. And I'm going to have a custom Vim image with all the stuff that has been installed, which is the Visual C++ and the .NET framework. Wow, that's a mouthful. Damn it. All right, so right now it is adding all the necessary things that it needs to do. I'm going to the chat room. Any questions so far? Drink some water. All right, so it looks like we're doing pretty good. All right, we're doing good. This process always takes long, again, because we did a big change. I think this is a big change right here. I think the only thing that I need to do is go inside advanced configuration, make sure the selection profile is picked properly. So while that's doing its thing, let's minimize that. And what we are going to do is within here, we're going to right click, create a new virtual machine. And we're going to click next, and we're going to call this TSR 004, because it's episode 4. And we're going to drop it inside C again. And this one is going to be a Windows 2016-64. Click on next. It's going to be on a NAT network, because our NAT network is actually configured for our pfSense, giving us IP address. Awesome. And we're going to give it an additional 100 gigs. We're going to do a DIN provision, and we're going to click next, and we're going to click finish. Phenomenal. We're going to go back into our MDT. It's still adding its things. Let's go back into the chat room. Lenovo Idea Sintra Y17 Cube. Is this a good starting gaming PC? That's a good question. Is the Y710 Cube a good starting gaming PC? Yes, it's a pretty good starting PC. If you are planning to upgrade in the future, not too much. But I mean, I had fun when I was reviewing it. When I had the review unit in the lab, man, it worked. It worked great. It was awesome. The graphics card was awesome. I didn't have any issues with the heating, and it just looks like a transformer to me. It was a great device, a really great device. But I feel like with the price, you could probably get something a little better. And if you add a little, a couple more $100, you could probably get maybe a better graphics card. All right, so we're still doing a thing. We're still doing this thing. Come on. Come on. This is the part that I hate the most. It always takes so long. Anyone else? For those individuals that are joining, please leave a comment. Tell me, a lot of you guys are leaving comments, but for the individuals that are coming in now, leave a quick comment and tell me where you're from. I would love to see how far this live stream is going. I would love to see where you guys are from. I myself is from New York. But if you're here joining for the first time, or you guys have joined before, appreciate all the feedback. Leave a quick comment. Let me know where you guys are from. Where are you living? Are you living in outer space, Mars, wherever? Just leave a quick comment. Let me know where you guys are from, all right? Show some love. All right. Come on. It's the last bit right here. Come on. This is the reason why it's taking so long. Because remember, the reason why it's taking so long is because I got 2 operating systems. So it's unmounting and mounting. It's mounting and unmounting the Windows 10, and then it needs to do the Server 2016. Crap. It's gonna take a while. Best gaming PC equal any PC where graphics are not on board. This is so true, Rusty. You are correct. If This is my 2 cents, and probably a lot of you guys are going to agree on this. If you do agree, leave a comment right below. If you purchase a laptop and the laptop states that the graphics processor is an Intel Graphics 620 or 520, no, that is not considered a gaming PC. Okay, I learned that the hard way when I did the ThinkPad 13 second generation laptop, and I was gaming on it. It was running an Intel HD 620, and I'm saying to myself, yeah, it's gonna run League of Legends with no problem. It ran League of Legends with no problem, but you know what? When it started getting intense, I had 25 frames per second. So I'm clicking over here, and he's over here. So it was just ridiculous. So if you are purchasing or looking into purchasing a laptop or a gaming system, do not think an Intel HD blah is going to be a gaming PC, because it's not a gaming PC, okay? That is a workhorse machine. That's going to get you doing homework and doing your reports. And if you're spending a crap load of money to do homeworks and reports, shame on you. I'm just joking. But yeah, serious. A gaming machine should at least have a dedicated graphics card, a physical hardware part that you take it out of a box. You're opening up the machine and you're placing it inside. It's a hardware. It's a piece of a device like a GTX 1050 or a TI. That's what you want. For laptops nowadays, they have GTX. They have AMD graphics processors. That's what you want. Don't if you're getting into the gaming world and you want a laptop or a PC, don't get a machine with a integrated graphics card. That's not gonna work out for you. You're just gonna spend more money purchasing a graphics card to work for you. Okay. Nice. We got people from UK. Awesome. Norway. Awesome. Germany. Cincinnati, Ohio. Awesome. Beautiful. Have you noticed the selection profiles allows you to select application, but it doesn't seem to do anything? Wondering if this working. Rusty, I have noticed that in the past, but I haven't noticed it within MDT 8443. So are you referring that selection profiles and selecting applications within the MDT 8443 is not working for you? Because I haven't tested that out with this new version. I have tested out with MDT 2010 and 2013. I know definitely that was a glitch. That was never working at all. So a lot of people just went inside the database section of MDT and did it that way, deploying applications depending on what scenario, or like, let's say if you're pushing out an image to your finance your finance department, they automatically get like the finance software. Rusty says, well, AMD has come out with integrated CPUs or APUs. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm so Rusty. I'm so used to using like an actual physical graphics card. Integrated graphics cards are the worst sometimes because like I don't know, they're like embedded within the motherboard. They're like right there, like. I don't really feel confident that they will perform. Don't get me wrong, there's probably laptops out there with integrated graphics cards that performs really well, but from my experience, I haven't seen any. I haven't had any in the lab yet to tell you guys about it. Oh, if Rusty, if you are in the older build, I would definitely like to know what build number you're in. And hopefully behind the scenes, I'll probably test it out and see what's going on, but I haven't seen that. I know now I haven't seen it on 8443 MDT, but I have seen it with MDT 2013 and 2010, the old versions of MDT, that selecting an application within selection profile never worked properly. Tony, hey, Mr. B, hello. California long. Oh, hey, Tony, how you doing? From California, from Cali. How's the weather down there or up there or wherever? How's the weather over there? Over here in New York is raining. I'm stuck with you guys. Loving you guys. We're going strong, 54 minutes. I'm going nuts. I hate these updates. These things shits drive me nuts. Come on, finish. And the reason why it's taking so long is because, again, I have 2 operating systems and they have to do the mount and unmount or unmount and mount or whatever way it goes. And then I have a crap load of WinPE stuff like my DISM commandlets, the Windows PowerShell stuff. I have all that stuff enabled in the background, which I love using during the deployment if you have any problems. Lenovo idea. The Y17 Cube, does this have a good graphics card? I think the Y710 graphics card, if I'm not mistaken, I think it has a GTX 1050. I think the Y710 Cube has a GeForce GTX 1050. 4 gigs. I'm not too sure, but I know it's a GTX graphics card because I not too long ago did a review for you guys, and I'm really bad about that. I forget things real quick. It's old age. Oh, nice. Tony says, nice in the 80s. Come visit us, please. Oh, I would love to visit you guys. I will definitely visit you guys when I'm down there. I'll definitely tweet and let you know where I'm at. I think I don't know when I'm going to be traveling. I don't know when. Hello. How you doing? Thank you for saying hello. Leave a quick comment. War Daddy 79, if you love creating folders, wouldn't it be an option to have separate deployment shares for every OS? So okay, so wait a minute, let me see. Separate deployment shares. Okay, so let me see if I can understand this. So are you referring like creating another deployment share? The only time I recommend creating another MDT deployment share is this way. You will have 2. You have your production one, and you will have your testing lab one. The testing lab one is the one if you push whatever crap you want to push it to it, and if it breaks, it breaks. If it works with no problem, hey, then you could, ease it into your production with no problem because it works. I think that's the only time I would recommend having multiple deployment share, but having a deployment share for each operating system that you push out. So you have a deployment share only for Windows Server 2016, deployment share for only Windows 7. That's, to me, is a little messy. But if you have everything in one solid deployment share, it's a little cleaner for me. I don't know what a lot of you might do in your environment. It's really up to you how you want to manage it. But I really, for me, at my work, my 9-to-5 job, I have, the way I have it built is I have my production. And my production, I have another deployment share, which is my testing environment. My testing environment is the one that I have broken many times, testing out PowerShell scripts, testing out a bunch of other things. And then once I got it finally up and running with no problem, I just move it over to the production, and then we're good to go. Okay, that's the way I like to do the deployment share. So Rusty says, best gaming... War Daddy 79, sorry for don't never be sorry to ask. Again, we're all learning here, a lot of us. I have my way of doing things, and I'm showing you guys how I do my things. You probably say to yourself, screw you, Bernardo, I don't want to do it this way, I want to do it this way. If it works out for you, hey, 2 thumbs up for you. Make it work for your environment. I am just giving you guys the tools to get you up and running. So at the end of the night, or the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, you are set. You're good to go. You have a good foundation. You work on that. You built from that, and you just continue working. There's no right and wrong. There's always a wrong, but you can always fix that wrong and make it better. So Rusty says best gaming system equals get a mobile, or MOBO, which is motherboard, CPU memory combo. Pick a decent graphics card, throw these into a tower you already have with any other hardware you already have. This is true. This is cool. But I think the tower makes a difference, because depending how big and small the tower is, you want to have good ventilation system with it. What kind of cooling system for your CPU, you gotta take that in consideration. You also have to take in consideration the hard drive, solid state drive. Does your motherboard support PCIe solid state drive or M.2? Those are all the things that you need to take in consideration. So that's other things that you need to plan when you're building a PC, a good gaming PC at least. So is that good for lightweight gaming? What, for the Y710? The Y710 Cube is good for gaming. Again, if you go to my site, I did do a live stream. I think I did Call of Duty, Overwatch, and League of Legends, and that's like low, medium, and high performance of gaming, and it worked well. I had no problems, no overheating problems. It worked like a charm, and I believe when I was gaming, I was streaming with the game system as well, and I never had any problems. And it's almost done. I hate this part. This part always takes the longest. Damn it. Rusty again, you will get much better quality system for about the same price as a name brand system from the store. This is true. I honestly feel that building your own gaming PC is a huge reward. It feels so great when you put all those parts together, and you got to make sure they all work together correctly. When you put all those parts together and you just press that power button and you see stuff pop up. Don't get me wrong, you still have to install the operating system and get all the drivers up and running to make it work correctly for you. But to get all the parts working for you, and it's a joy. I built maybe 3 rigs so far, and they've been working like a beast. Again, I got all those videos at my site. I'm advertising for myself. Finally, it's done. Damn it. I hate when this happens. This is something that I've been noticing with 8443 too. It's a pain in the butt. Let's go to advanced again. So let me just close this guy up. Pain in the butt. It's always something with Microsoft. Let's open up our deployment workbench real quick. I want to check something out, because we made modifications within the package node right here, my selection profiles probably changed. See? I knew it. Damn it. No! Damn it. I gotta right click this damn thing and do a deployment. It should be faster now. It should be much faster. I'm hoping it's much faster, because there's nothing huge. That's what she said. Oh! I'm a cornball. All right, so we're good to go. I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to go into my WDS. This is one of those things that I'm always paranoid. I like to do. It's really up to you if you like to do this. I like to do this all the time. Every time I do an update with the deployment share, I like to go inside my boot images, right-click on it, and just do a replacement. Because right now, the date is 4/15. I'm going to show you guys right now. Let's cancel that. Yeah. So right now is 4/15. Look at the size, 2707 MB. If I right-click on it and I go to Images, Replace Images, and I go to Browse, I'm going to pick this guy. See, the date stamp has changed. I'm going to open, and probably the size is going to get a little bigger. And we're going to click Next, and let that finish. I'm going to go back into the comments real quick. And we're going to see. I've used multiple deployment shares, one to deploy images and the one to capture images. That's another good way to do it. Awesome. I like that way too. You can even do 3 ways. You can have a deployment share to capture, because the CustomSettings.ini file will be different. You have one deployment share for deploying stuff, and then the other one will be your testing. There's so many ways to do it. There's no right and wrong on the way that you built your MDT server. So this is finished. We're gonna click on finish, because it's finished. I like to do is right click on our WDS server and just restart it and make sure it's nice and healthy. It comes back healthy. Let's go back into the chat room real quick. What is your option, Dudell? All right, so I'm gonna let you guys do your chatting thing there. Hopefully you guys are behaving. Remember, just be safe. No, this is a family show. We're here to learn. I do curse a little bit, not a lot, but this is a family show. This is just for us to learn and just nerd out as much as possible. So my WDS server has completed. We're gonna click on OK. So we're good to go. So I'm going to right click on our virtual machine that we did a while back. We're gonna open that bad boy up and we are going to start it up. And I am going to do a F12 it. F12, awesome. And we're gonna hit enter. Awesome sauce. And we're gonna go to our MDT. Let's open up our DHCP. And we're going to refresh, and there goes our other virtual machine. This is the one that we pushed out earlier. This is our the server room 003 show that we did together. Got it up and running. Awesome. Our Windows 10 task sequence went through with no problem. Our DHCP server is running because this is right here. Let that deployment go. And because I customize it, the welcome screen is not going to pop up. And I'm not going to, I don't know, but this thing takes a while because remember, it's installing. Once it installs, it's going to install the Visual C++ stuff. It's going to install so much crap on it. I'm not really going to have it up and running throughout the entire show. Probably on the next show, I show you the complete version of it. And remember, this guy right here, I'm going to show you, right click on our deployment share, go to properties, rules. It's going to have the timestamp. Like that, right? Again, all the information, the KB stuff, the custom setting, BootStrap.ini file, tech stuff that I use for this show, as well as the Visual C++ runtime stuff. The link is at the bottom of the video. It's a zip file, which is a gig. It's a pretty big download. I only pick 1 KB out of the group, but you could pick whatever KB you want. And we are going to pick our task sequence, and we are going to click next. And we are going to capture it. That's going to be our location, and it's going to be a task sequence with today's date. And we're going to click next, and this is when you step away and you start dancing because it's somewhat working. And you get excited that you think everything is going to work, and all of a sudden you turn around, bam, you got that ugly, nasty dialog box error, which is all red, and it's white in the middle with text, and it's stating that blah, 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 gibberish, and then you have to search for it. I hate that. But right now, it looks like it's partitioned, reformatted the hard drive. It's applying the image. This is a good thing. 1%. We got to get it to 100%. Hopefully, it gets through all this nonsense and it gets into the desktop. Once it gets into the desktop, it's going to do its thing on the desktop, and then it's going to sit prep, and it's going to restart and start capturing it. And then once it captures, we're going to go inside the following folder within our MDT, because I want to show you guys real quick. So I'm going to go into my File Explorer, C drive, deployment, share, captures. I'm going to refresh this guy real quick, and I don't have anything in there. Okay, so I'm going to put this side aside, let that work. Let's go back into the chat room, see what you guys are chatting about. And Tony said, I have copied a deployment share. If anyone wants to try this, deployment share control DP share ID number .2 files that need to be copied, ts.xml and unattended. Any thoughts? What? Oh, wait, let me see. I have copied a deployment share. If anyone wants to try this, deployment share control DP. All right, Tony, I'm trying to decrypt your comment, but I'm not understanding. Okay, you say that you copied a deployment share, okay, If anyone wants to try this, deployment share control DP share ID number 2 files that need to be copied TS and unintended. Any thought? I'm trying to like decode it. I don't understand it. Can you kind of give me more information on that so I can help you out at least? Rusky is obviously capture is not the best way to create images. I use capture for backup and bestow PC developers. Oh, interesting. Interesting. So you don't think the capture approach is not the best way to create images. So what do you think is the best way to create images? I definitely would love to hear your thoughts on that. I personally do not like capturing images at all. Okay. I would think I piggyback on you. The only time I will use a capture image is if my CEO, something happens to his laptop, and I will capture that entire laptop as an image, so in case something happens I could just drop it in there with no problem. But creating a reference or golden image, I hate those. I feel like honestly is a lot more work involved into keeping it up to date. That's just my 2 cents. A lot of you might love to create reference images for Windows 7, Windows 8, or Windows Server 2016, but for me, I can't stand reference images. I hardly use the capture approach. But the only reason that I'm doing it is because you guys, request this stuff. So that's the reason why I'm doing it. He needs links to the XML file, I think. To the unintended .xml file. Okay, got you. Thank you, Rusty. You are the man for encrypting that. If that's the case, I will, at the end of the show, provide you guys the following. I will go inside my deployment share. I will go inside my control folder, and I will give you guys these 2 things, because I'm assuming that's what you want, right? If that's what you want, I will provide that at the bottom of the video at the end of the show. Okay, so I will give you these 2 things. I will add it to the bottom of the files that, I shout out to you guys. Another Rusty, got a bunch of Rusty, crazy. I apologize for killing your name. He says, exactly, I agree with your comments. Okay, cool. All right, so let's check out more comments to see. PC Parker site is good to pick parts and ensure everyone works together. Yes, PC Parker is PC Parker. God damn it. PC Part Picker. PC Part Picker is a great site. That site, I have used it for several of my builds. It's a great site for those individuals that are getting into building and don't know what part goes to what part. There's always been times that I have all the parts, like the motherboard, the memory, the graphics card, the CPU. I have all that stuff, but I'm not too sure of how much wattage I need for the power supply. So I normally go inside PC Part Picker, yeah, and jot down my CPU information, my motherboard, my whatever, and they will give you a list of what's recommended, or they give you, okay, everything will work, you have enough wattage for everything. So that site is great. Big thumbs out for them. Yes, Robert, this is correct. Robert stated graphics cards will determine size of power supply required. Yes. The more, if the graphics card is a heavy duty graphics card, you definitely need a good power supply to support that. Because remember, the power supply is supporting the graphics card. If you are a savage gamer and you are doing dual graphics card, that's 2 graphics card, that's a hard drive, that's the LED lighting within the tower, you have the motherboard, you have the CPU, you have the cooling system, you have the fans. All that stuff is wattage. So the bigger PSU that you have, power supply unit that you have, the better, and then it supports everything. You shouldn't have any problems at the end. So the power supply does make a big difference. I do agree with you with that, Robert. Excuse me. Okay, got you. No, he has one. If he wants to try, he needs to link his. Oh, got you. Oh yeah. It's getting it. We're already in an hour and 14 minutes going strong. And so far, it's still installing the operating system. It looks like we're doing good. This process does take a while. My gosh, it took a long time because of the updates. The deployment shit took that for a while. Yeesh. So we're gonna continue chatting for a minute. Let's say give it 15 20 more minutes before I cut the show. These shows are getting longer and longer. Holy crap. So Rusty says, this is one reason when I do new builds, just find the motherboard CPU memory combo. That is really the most conflicting parts in a build. So combo will auto work. This is true because the combo packs are normally built to work together. It makes sense. But the problem is sometimes within the combo, you probably just like the motherboard. Like the combo packs are normally extremely cheap. You could get it really cheap. And the best thing that you really want within the combo pack is probably the motherboard. But the processor, you probably want something a little better. But I do agree with you. Combo packs do work well. They're great. They say they work for budget PC builders. But sometimes it doesn't work all the time, meaning that you probably want a better motherboard. I like to have like those high-end motherboards. I try to spend as much money on the motherboard as possible, especially as the processor and the memory. Those are the three most important things to me. And as a person that's getting into the gaming world, I'm also adding a fourth part into my mixture, and that's the graphics card. And then the hard drive as well. But for me, the motherboard memory, if the motherboard has to support at least max of 64 gigs or better, and the processor, okay, those are the things that are important to me. But I do agree with you. A combo pack is great for those individuals that are starting. It works well. Those three components would definitely work because that's why they're selling it as a package deal. Okay, Tony, you said yes with a couple of exclamation points. Yes to what? There's a lot of comments. I'm not taking track. There's too many comments going on. I'm a one-man show, so I'm making sure that the streaming is going well. We're going live for an hour and 16 minutes. I'm making sure that this over here is working as well, and I'm also looking at the chatting. So I'm like, I'm going crazy right now. I think Lucas. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Can you provide the link to download the trial version of Windows 10? Which version of Windows 10? It's easy to find it. I can show you right, guys. If you go to Chrome, I can show you guys right now how to find it. It's not that hard to do it. Just do a Google of Windows 10 download. Done. The only thing is you're gonna get a lot of nonsense. Just make sure that wherever you're getting the download file is you're getting it from the Microsoft site. So if I click on that right here, it's gonna take you to downloads. Now, this is for Windows 10. So if this is like the home or professional, if you want Windows 10 Enterprise download, if you do that, again, I will make sure you go to a Microsoft site, this is what I normally do. I go inside the TechNet eval version, and I play around with the Windows Enterprise version, and it's 90 days. You play around with it, and then you're good to go, right? But that's the way that you find it. Just do a search. Make sure that the site that you're going to is a TechNet Microsoft site, not a third-party app, a third-party website that's taking you to like windowsupdates.com. That's definitely not a legit, don't download it. Don't, what do you call it? Don't go to those torrent sites. Don't trust that stuff. Still continue. Oh, we're in 20%. It's moved. We have life, people. We have life. Hallelujah. We have life. And I think the reason that it's stuck on this process is because of the patches. The patches is the problem. Yes, because when I was testing this out in my home lab, I test all this stuff out before I even do it with you guys. Because, gotta test it out, right? It got stuck on 20% because of the damn patches. And I was pushing out 5 patches. So the 20% was there for almost 2 hours. It took a while. So I'm hoping it bypasses real quick for us. Let's go back into the chat room. I'm doing multiple things. I'm going crazy right now. We're going hour and 20 minutes. Damn, it's crazy. Going back, okay, so is there a way, so Dave states, is there a way I can set up a domain at home looking to test some things on my virtual server? Yes, you could create a domain at your own house. It's super simple to do it. You just create within your virtual server or whatever. Okay, so my first question to you is, what are you using for your virtual server? Are you using VirtualBox, I believe it's called? Are you using ESXi's? Are you using VMware Workstation, which I like to use at home? Are you using Hyper-V? Answer that. What virtual server software are you using? And then I could probably help you out a little bit. So Dave, shoot me that at the comment section. Dustin, what's up, Dustin? His question is, can you do a reference image from a 1507 ISO and update it to the current version? Or do you need a current ISO for deployment to work correctly? Okay. So this is a good question. So I haven't tested this out, Dustin. So I'm right now, I'm just going to think this through. So the way I would try approach it or test it out within my lab would be this. I would import 1507 within the application node, right? Let me see if I can walk this through. Get out of here because it's still 44.9, still moving. So I would do this. I would import 1507 within here. I would create a standard task sequence in here, and I would you could get the current ISO. You could get the current ISO, and then okay, wait a minute. Let's see. I'm trying to think this through. That's a tricky one, because to save time, I would just get the current ISO and then put it inside the operating system. And then within the task sequence, do a standard task sequence. Now, if you already have machines on the floor that's running Windows 10 1507 and it needs to be updated to the current one, within the task sequence, let's create a quick task sequence right now. Call it blah, blah, blah. Within the task sequence, when you get to this part right here, you will pick, where are you? Upgrade task sequence, client upgrade. Okay, that's what you will pick. Okay, now that's if you only have machines on the floor that's running 1507. Then you could do a client upgrade task sequence, but just make sure you import the current iOS inside the operating system. Now, for your question, I would just go for getting the current ISO and just pushing out the current one. Hopefully that helps you out. Rusty, nowadays you can find any or practically any configuration, motherboard, memory, CPU with any level on it. This is true. I do agree with you on that. I think a lot of manufacturers are making it extremely easy for us individuals to build PCs. If you want the board over the board, the camera, same. I'm just reading comments quickly. Dave again, Windows Server 2012 on VM Workstation. Okay, so if you have Windows Server 2012 on VM Workstation, super easy to do. And this is at home. So what you do is within your VM Workstation, you create a new VM and you install your operating system. And once you install your operating system, make sure it's a server. And within the server, what you're doing within that server, whichever version you're picking, you're going to go inside your server manager. I'm closing my eyes because I'm thinking about it while I go through it. Go to server manager. You're going to install the Active Directory services. Once you install the Active Directory services, you're going to install DNS. Once you install DNS, and then you're going to configure DHCP the same way that I did my environment. I think on the first show, not the first show. Yeah, because the MDT stuff I did behind the scenes. But eventually, we're going to get back into our server stuff, and I'm going to be building an Active Directory out of this machine. But it's really simple. Just go step by step and just build an Active Directory, install the roles and features on it, and you can make an Active Directory. Your home router could be your DHCP, or you could install the DHCP services within your Active Directory and let that push out the IP addresses for your virtual machines within VM Workstation. We are at 74%. We're going strong. An hour and 24 minutes. Awesome. 25 minutes. What's next? Who else? That's another point too. I like that also. Rusty, you could use WSUS. WSUS will automatically retrieve the created update, and you could just push it that way. But I don't know. I worry about WSUS sometimes because sometimes there's always a possibility that the update could get stuck. That's the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario. You push out an update, and then the next morning, a bunch of machines are like blue screen because something happened. Because worse. Yeah, but WSUS is another way that you could push out Windows Creative Update, which is what 1703. I think it's 1703. You could push that out with WSUS. Tony again. Here's the deal. If I create a new task sequence called Windows 10x64, okay, it does not have all the same settings as another task sequence called Windows. Yes, each task sequence that you create is different. Yes, each task sequence that you create within here is different. Each one. The naming is different. Whichever name, everything within here is the same. Everything within the task sequence should be the same. The only time it's different is if you go in here and start making modifications. It should have the same settings. All these right here are the same settings. These guys right here, every time you create a task sequence, you're going to get the same nodes with the same thing. The only thing that changes if you go physically inside each node and you make modifications. That's it. Like for us, we went inside the pre-install. I went to apply patches, and by default, it said all drivers. I changed it to Windows Server 2016. Now, if I go inside my Windows 10 machine, or my Windows task sequence, not my machine, and I go inside pre-install and go to apply patches, see? Well, it said all packages, not all drivers. Sorry. All packages is the default one. That's what you're going to get. You're going to get the same thing. It depends on the technician or how you want to customize this. But as soon as you create a new task sequence, it's going to be the same thing. You're going to get the same nodes. Nothing should be different. Okay? The only thing that's different is the naming, the task sequence ID, the operating system that you pick, the password that you choose, and your serial key. Okay? Oh, it looks like our virtual machine has rebooted. Oh, I'm excited. This is my excitement song, my dance. So I'm excited. It's rebooted. there's a good chance it's going to go inside the desktop and start installing the Visual C++ stuff. And no, first it's going to install the role, and once it installs the role, it's going to install the C++ runtime stuff. Then it's going to do a restart, and then it's going to finish off, do a cleanup, and then it's going to start the SIP prep. Once it does the SIP prep stuff, system preparation to capture it, that's when we're going to stop the show. I'm going to end it because it's going crazy right now. Again, I don't have anything in here right now, so I'm going to refresh it. As soon as we see something go in here, we're going to cut the show because we're good to go. And on the next show, hopefully next Saturday, we're going to, continue our little journey together. All right, so while that's doing its thing, let's go back into the chatting. No problem, Dave. No worries. Hopefully that helps you out. If not, if you have any problems, Dave, again, shoot me a comment at the end of the show at the comment section, because a lot of the live chatting, I don't see it. That stuff disappears on me, so it sucks. So try it out at your home first. If it doesn't work out, come back when this while this recording is live and is already pushed out and processed. Leave another comment so I can see it. Say, hey, Bernardo, I'm having problems. I've done this, I've done that, and I try to help you out as much as possible. And I'll probably do a video and show you how I do it at my home lab, because at my home lab, I'm the same way. I have a Windows Server machine, and I have VM Workstation, and I built my Active Directories. I have multiple Active Directories just for testing wise. So try it out first, and then go to my channel or go to my website, bj.org. bjtechnews.org. Go to that site and just leave a comment somewhere, and I will follow up and help you out. Or if you have a Twitter account, tweet me or whatever. Rusky, damn names. I've set up WSUS to a pilot group of 10 machines before pushing out to the entire company. Same way I do it. At my work environment, I create a computer group, and within that computer group, I have a couple of machines in there, which I call them my testing group, or the people that want to sacrifice their machines. And every Tuesday when we get a bunch of updates, I go through all the updates. I pick the updates that I want. I push them out to those machines first. If everything goes well, I have no headaches. No one's screaming at me or yelling at me or pointing at me like the angry monkey. Updates are good to go, and hopefully by the following Tuesday or the next Friday, I shoot an email to all my clients or all my users stating that a bunch of updates are going to be pushed out. Your machines are going to be restarted. Make sure that everything is closed, saved, blah, blah, blah. And that's how I normally do within a production environment. War Daddy 79, Bernardo, what do you use at work to deploy OS to new machines? I use, this is a good question. So I use what I preach. So what I preach to you at my channel, at my YouTube channel, as well as my website at bjtechnews.org. Got it right. Yes. Is MDT and secm. So what I preach to you guys is what I use at my day-to-day 9-to-5 job. Okay. Yeah. So I had the way I started with MDT first, because it was free. It was easy to build. It was easy to manage. It was easy to understand. Once I got a better understanding of it, eventually we got the budget for our yearly IT budget to get secm. We got secm. I learned how to migrate my MDT to secm, and everything just became much, much better and easier. So I do use MDT with secm together. Depending on what kind of environment that you work with, if you don't have a lot of money and you kind of like don't really have an IT budget, MDT is the way to go because it's free. You can actually install MDT on a Windows 10 box and get away with it. That's pretty awesome. Tony again, I'll double check it. Thanks. That's why I show how to copy. Yeah. So again, the task sequence, once you create a new task sequence, you could create 5 task sequences, and all those task sequences should be the same. Okay, they all should be the same. They should have the same nodes. The only difference that you're going to have is the operating system that you pick, the task sequence ID, the task sequence name, description, the serial key, the company name, the password. Those are the only difference, or the only thing that you might change during the time that you create a task sequence. But once you get inside the task sequence, each node, like the pre-install, the install, the Windows updates, that's all the same. And there it goes. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Dot framework 3.5, remember? Let's go inside our MDT right here. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, I'm excited. Let's go inside task sequence. Now, I'm nerding out. I don't care that I'm nerding out. Screw you guys. I'm nerding out because I'm excited. It's working. So right here, this guy right here, remember we did a install roles and features .NET framework right here, and we chose it to do .NET framework. We told it to do that right here, see? Boom, so that's doing it. So the next thing is going to be this guy right here. Hopefully that works out as well. Let's go back over here. 24% is almost completed. Oh man, I think we're going to make it, guys. I think we're going to make it. I was going to end this early, but it looks like it's doing its thing. I'm super excited. Damn it, I'm excited. Woo! Let's go back into the chatting. Tony, I'll double check. Okay, got you. Tony, thanks so much. No problem. Double check again. Let me know. I definitely would like to know. Yeah, Tony, please try again. Let me know. Definitely leave a comment after the show so I could see it pop up as a notification in my email or something. I would love to follow up with you because you shouldn't have any problems with your task sequence. If you create multiple task sequence within the nodes, within here, everything should be the same. In here, right here, within the task sequence tab, all this stuff should be the same. The only difference is whatever you pick for your operating system. And, you know, just let me know, all right? All right. So right now we are doing the .NET framework is on 31%. We're going strong for an hour and 36 minutes. Holy crap. Rusty, what's load star 81 exclamation point exclamation. Rusty, what is that? You did that a couple of times. Is that code for something? Are you telling me something in code? All right, we're going to zoom in a little bit. We're going to zoom in so you guys can see. Wall Daddy 79, have you already told us where to download the Visual C++ runtime package? Maybe I missed that. No worries. At the bottom of this video, yes, at the bottom of this video, you're going to see a bit.ly link that's going to take you to my site, and it's going to download a zip file. Within the zip file, you're going to get the following. I'm going to show you guys what you're going to get the following. Show you guys what you're going to get. Let's get out of here. So within that zip file, you guys are going to get the following. You're going to get this. You're going to get the install Microsoft Visual C++. You're going to get all the sources as well as the runtime wrapper. You're going to get one of these guys. You're going to get the boot and CustomSettings.ini file that I use. Customize it the way you want it in your environment. Copy and paste it. Super easy. And I also provided, it looks like this link is not working, but the link should take you, oh, now it's working. The link should take you to this, and it should take you straight to the Windows Server 2016 64-bit updates that you could download. They're pretty huge updates, about a gig size, which is huge. But within the zip file, I only gave you guys one. So just click on the link and it will take you to the rest of them. But the zip file is about a gig size, so it's a pretty big one. I do apologize for that. It was just that KB file was a big one. Let's go back here. 74% on the .NET framework 3.5. Let's go back over here. Tony, we'll do beers on me. Awesome. Beers all around. I'm down with that. Rusky? Oh, damn it. Damn names. My back. I'm going to call you Big R. Big R says C64 for loading games. Rusty says woot. Oh. What have adapted to the module PC system? That computer was amazing. Commodore 64. All right, 87%. We're going crazy. You guys are just going crazy with the chat room. I love the passion. I love the support. I love the feedback. You guys are wonderful. I continue saying that, and I don't know what to say. I just appreciate you guys tuning in every Saturday at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Just checking me out, listening to me, just giving me feedback, and this is what the server room is all about, us learning. Wow. So right now 90%, we're close. Going crazy. Anyone else have questions? We're going crazy hard right now, an hour and 40 minutes, and I have 17 strong nerdy individuals watching me right now, showing the love. Thank you so much. For those individuals that are joining in, please leave a comment right below and let me know what part of the world are you from. If you do leave, make sure you hit that like button, hit that support, because those like buttons basically tell me that you guys are enjoying the show, and I will try my hardest to continue doing this every Saturday. Even though I'm losing my damn voice right now and I'm getting sick, I will still try my hardest and do it for you guys. Let's go back into the chat room. It looks like a couple of you guys left some stuff. War Daddy 79 says, thanks, great. Have to say thanks again. Also want to thank you for the great show. Normally I've got some problems understanding Americans as they speak really fast, but you're doing really... I know, I speak really fast sometimes, and sometimes I don't really understand myself. But if you understand myself, God bless you, and thank you again for joining. Holy crap, look. It's installing the Visual C++ Runtime apps. Oh, I'm doing my happy dance. This is awesome. This is phenomenal. This is great. It is working. Awesome. I think once this is completed, the next thing that we're going to do is it's going to do a restart. Once it does the restart, we are going to, let's check real quick. Let's go inside our task sequence node. So it's going to do the restart. And right now it's in this section right here. It's gonna do the restart. Now, it really depends on you. If you enable the Windows updates and you have WSUS, it's gonna pick out and push out all those Windows updates that you have approved for Windows Server 2016. If you have not done that, it's gonna bypass it. It's gonna restart. Awesome sauce. Cool. Let's go back over here. KP Tech help and reviews. I don't see the bit.ly.com. All right, if you don't see it, what are you talking about, KP? Oh, my man left it right there. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to see if I can post it on the comments for you guys. I'm going to see if I still have it on the Control V. I did a Control V, and there you go. There goes the hyperlink. Just click on that link. You're going to download all that goodness that we're using for this show. And Rusty, you're not a nerd? Everyone's a nerd, dude. You're a nerd. You are a nerd. You're classified in the nerd realm. If you know about motherboards and CPUs and you know how to build gaming, you are a nerd in heart. And that's a good thing, dude. I love you for that. Don't say that you're not a nerd. What else? It's already 10:41 p.m. in Germany. Wow, it's 11 o'clock at night. We're almost done. We're doing good. We're doing good in timing. I think we're going to cut the show once this guy fills up with something. The captures folder has to see... I lost words. We're going to cut the show once the captures folder views the WIN file that we're creating. Again, it's going to be the task ID with today's date, which is 4/22/2017. Once that is done, we're good to go. We're good to go. I'm gonna cut the show there. I think on the next show, next Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're gonna check out the WIM. We're gonna import it. We're gonna try that out, and we're gonna continue with the show and do something different and crazy. So let's go back into the chatting. Yeah. A lot of people, a lot of great people. Cheers. Got a lot of people at the same location. Look at that, California, man, 80 degrees. That's awesome. Over here in New York, I think it's raining. Last time I checked was raining. Let's check real quick. It's 53 degrees and it's cloudy and it's raining. Sucks. You didn't post it in the comments. Oh, I didn't post it in the comments. KP Tech, it's not in the comments. I put it inside the description area. So that's where you could get it. But we got a couple of awesome people that posted up already. And I posted up the bit.ly as well. Nerds are good. Okay, awesome. Look at this. It's executing our system preparation. Awesome sauce. This is awesome. Right now, the part that we are in the task sequence, I'm excited. And the reason why I'm excited because everything is working. Come on, guys. You have to get excited when stuff works out for you. Because if not, it sucks. Once it's completely captured, it shuts down. So the virtual machine shuts down, and then I'm good to go. And then you have your custom WIM image. Right now, we are in this portion right here. It is executing that. Once it's completed, it's going to apply the Windows PE. It's going to reboot. It's going to add all the mass storage drivers. Wait, I think it's here. I think it's right here. Because then it's going to apply the Windows PE. It's going to restart, and it's going to gather all the location, and it's going to create the WIM. I think that's where we're at right now. I'm assuming this is where we're at. No. Wait. Oh, crap. I think we're here. I don't know where we at. I know we're... Oh, okay. Yep. I was right. It's restarting. We're right here right now. It's gathering the local only information. Cool. And it's going to create that WIM image. Awesome sauce. Awesome. All right, let's go back over here. It's restarting. Look at that. It's restarting. I'm going to refresh. I don't see anything in there yet, but you know what? All right. Oh, this is where we're going to see it, guys. We're going to see it. This is awesome. I'm excited. Woohoo! Boston sucks too? What do you mean Boston sucks too? Weather-wise? Are you talking about weather-wise? Big R says, why sit prep at the end not at the beginning? Or at the end? Okay, because the reason why I sit prep at the end is because, remember, you install the operating system, you install all your roles, your applications, your updates, and then you want to you want to do a sit prep to execute, and then you want to capture everything. You want to capture that entire snapshot of that machine when everything was already done. You know, the roles, the installation of the KBs. That's why we're doing it that way. Bingo! Here goes. It's creating the WIM image. 0 KB. Right-clicking. I'm going to refresh. I'm going to give it some time because I want that KB to go up a little bit. Because if it goes up a little bit, that means it's capturing and it's awesome. It's definitely going to be more than 5 gigs, I'm assuming. And also, if you're using your deployment share to capture, make sure that your C drive has enough space, because then that's a problem too. I normally create a different partition and point my capture to point somewhere else. But yeah, the capture folder is there. It looks like it's capturing. I'm going to wait until that goes up a little bit. I'm going to go back into... excuse me. Ooh, how rude am I? Oh, it went up once. It's 1%. Awesome. Go to the chat room before I let you guys go. Oh, it's raining. Oh, it's capture image. No worries. I know what you meant. Big R, I know what you meant. Rusty, military still teach his stuff today and it's still valid. Cool. KP Tech help and reviews. I looked in the notes underneath the video. Still no. I looked in the notes underneath the video. Still no link. It's there. KP Tech help reviews. It's there. It's right underneath where it says make sure to stop by and check out the server room every Saturday. And there's text that says source files dash, and the link is there. But the link is provided. I'll provide the link again on the comments. There you go. Hopefully you can get the information. Tony, have you ever seen this? A task sequence which has the model number, the Lenovo T430, TD53, blah, 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 to choose from. I saw this at a client site one time. You pick the model, not the OS. Task sequence, maybe way off the topic here. Okay, so you're probably talking about, are you talking about this? Let's right click on this. Let me see. I saw that the client at the site, choose from a task sequence which has the model number like the Lenovo to choose from. I saw this at a client site one time. You pick the model, not the OS. Task sequence. Well, that's a first for me. I've never actually heard of that. I would definitely like to see a screenshot of that. So Tony, if you're able to get a screenshot of that portion that you are describing, definitely shoot me that, because I would love to see that, because I've never seen that before. That's a first for me. War Daddy 79, I think that's for assigning the correct drivers. Tony, I think that's what he's talking about, but I would definitely love to see a screenshot of that, Tony. So shoot that to me, because I would love to see that. Dave, having trouble with that link. What's up, Dave? Why are you having trouble with the link? Let me know. Let me know at the comment section. Link is down for me, not working. Holy crap, because it's probably overloaded. You guys overloaded the damn site. All right, so give me some time. It's probably you guys are hitting the link really hard. So again, it's a gig. So give me some time. I will update the link again and place it at the bottom of the video. I do apologize for that, but it looks like a lot of you guys are grabbing the information or try to grab the video file, and that's probably why it's having issues. But I apologize for that. Just give me some time. Once this ends, I will update it for you guys. But it looks like 5%. I'm going to end the show right here. Looks like it's going through. It is capturing. It is updating. Look how beautiful that. How sexy is that? And we are done. Episode 4. April. We're in April, right? April? Yeah, April. April? Crap, I don't even know what month we're in. I think we're in April. We're in April? Yep, April 22nd. Oh, man. Thank you again, April 22nd. Tuning in for our 4th episode of the server room. This show is awesome. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all the love. Again, tune in next Saturday, or hopefully every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here, same time, same channel. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Be safe. Stay warm. For those individuals that are enjoying that great weather, I hate you. I'm just joking. I still love you guys. Thank you so much, and I catch you guys on the next server room. Peace out. All right, I'm going to end it. I'm going to really end it. All right, before I end it, I'm going to check out the chats again. All right. All right, it's getting interesting. Okay, so KP Tech help and reviews. I had to remove the sit prep from my sequence because when I sit prep runs and captures, the machine ends up. You got to make sure that you add the shutdown command within your CustomSettings.ini file. So when you go inside here, deployment shit, damn, you guys, I want to leave and you guys are pulling me in. When you go inside your rules, final action should be shutdown. Okay, so you got to make sure you set this attribute, final action equals to shutdown. So once the capture is completed, it shuts down the machine. and it won't do the boot process or the loop boot process anymore. Okay. Other than that, guys, thank you so much, and I catch you guys on the next web episode, I think, right? Peace out.